Okay, good afternoon. So today we start the another topic of crystal field theory is applications of crystal field theory to the square planar complexes. We already discussed the applications of CFT in octahedral complexes. So basically, if you well understand the applications in octahedral complexes, then you easily understand the uh, in a square planar complexes. So the CFT totally depends on interactions of ligand electrons and metal electrons, and due to this interaction there is a loss of degeneracy of d orbital, which result the splitting of d orbital in different energy levels. So it totally based on how ligands are oriented, directed to the central metal ion. Again, how the repulsion is happen on axis or between the axis. So to know the applications in a particular geometry, you must know their geometry and their orientations of ligands. So in a square planar complexes, suppose we draw the simple square planar complex here. Okay, this is a square planar complexes. So what is the comparison between the octahedral complex and square planar complexes? So in a square planar complexes, all the corners, 4 corners are here, coordination number is 4. So all corners are in a plane. Means as compared to octahedral complexes, here loss of the ligands along the z axis. There is no ligands on the z axis. But in an octahedral, there are 4 ligands in a plane. One is above and below along the z-axis. That means their interaction in a z orbitals. But here, due to no ligand are direct to the z-axis, that means on the z-axis or with the z orbital, there is no repulsion, there is no interactions. That means the energy splitting diagram is different here because of there is a loss of this axis, loss of electron on this axis. That means this orbital behave differently than this one. So all the 4 ligands which are occupied on which axis, there is you can consider it is the x axis, here is the y axis, and here is the z axis, here is the z axis. So basically ligands are oriented on x axis and y axis, not on a z axis. But you know, in octahedral splitting, there is a 2 types of splitting we observe. In octahedral geometry, there is a regular octahedron and distorted octahedron. So basically, if you draw the diagrams here, first of all, you draw the regular octahedron. So here is the EG, here is the T2G. Okay, here is the 5 orbitals. Okay. After that, we discuss the John Taylor distortion, means there is a distortion in geometries. That's why these orbitals are further split. So when they are further split, so that time what happen? Here is the trigonal splitting, means or it is a tetragonal splitting, means in a distortion. So that time these orbitals are, suppose here we consider dz square, so here is a dx square y square, so here dxz dyz dxz, sorry dxy. Okay, so this is the further splitting of orbitals. So it is in an octahedral field. Here is a tetragonal field, means distortion. Okay, so both are the from the octahedral, but in a normal octahedral and it is a distorted octahedral. आता तुम्ही म्हणणार की आपण 2 डायग्राम पाहिल्या होत्या, ठीक आहे दोघं पाहिल्या होत्या, पण मोस्टली एक आपण डायग्राम रेफर केली. ओके, आणि ही मोस्टली डिस्टॉर्शन मध्ये असतं टेट्रागोनल मध्ये, कारण टेट्रागोनल मध्ये इथं जर झालं डिस्टॉर्शन, तर हा जो झेड ॲक्सिस असतो, ज्यावेळेस आपण डिस्टॉर्शनच्या 2 डायग्राम पाहिले की एकामध्ये झेडची एनर्जी जास्त असते, एकामध्ये झेडची एनर्जी कमी असते, आणि मोस्टली इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हे झेड मध्ये असतात ज्यावेळेस इथं डिस्टॉर्शन होतं. ओके, त्याला टेट्रागोनल डिस्टॉर्शन म्हणतात. 1 2 3 4. ओके, वी ऑलरेडी डिस्कसिंग जॉन टेलर डिस्टॉर्शन. देर आर टू टाइप्स. These are elongated, this is contracted. Okay, these are elongated, this is the contracted. So elongated and contracted. So this diagram is refer. That means here more electrons are in a d orbital, z orbital, means z is elongated and these are contracted. So it is a tetragonal. This is the tetragonal distortion. So we refer this diagram. Okay. So what happened in a square planar? So in a square planar, what happened after that? So in a square planar, there is a z-axis. On z-axis, there is no electron, no ligand. There is a no ligand. So this is the reason this square planar is differently split. It is a tetragonal. हे सुद्धा tetragonal आहे. म्हणजे tetragonal म्हणजे काय की इथं डिस्टॉर्शन झालेलं होतं ऑक्टॅहेड्रलचं. सो जस्ट थिंक अबाउट दिस फॉर दॅट्स वाय इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज टेट्रागोनल डिस्टॉर्शन. त्यालाच काय म्हणतात? टेट्रागोनल. हेक्झॅगोनल नाही म्हटलं त्याला टेट्रागोनल म्हटलं, कारण की डिस्टॉर्शन कुठं होणार आहे? प्लेनमध्ये होणार आहे. प्लेनमध्ये डिस्टॉर्शन म्हणजे काय? प्लेनमध्ये जर इलॉंगेशन झालं तर ऑटोमॅटिकली झेड ॲक्सिस बिलो कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट होणार, किंवा प्लेनमध्ये कॉन्ट्रॅक्शन झालं तर झेड ॲक्सिस इलॉंगेट होणार. बट मोस्टली the distortion is happen here in octahedral complexes. That means it is a tetragonal distortion. So it is a octahedral, this is a tetragonal field. So what happen in a square planar? It is very important. So in a square planar, there is no z axis. Z axis is there but no ligand on z axis, means there is no interactions of ligand on a z axis. So if there is no interactions on z axis, means only interactions are happen, or only interactions are happen on the x axis and y axis. So just think about here, this is the tetragonal distortion, same as a square planar. हे टेट्रागोनल आहे, हे पण स्क्वेअर प्लेनर आहे, दोघं सेम आहेत. झेड ॲक्सिस वरचं सोडून द्या, हे नाही कन्सिडर करायचं, कन्सिडर करायचं टेट्रागोनल. ओके, देन देर इज नो ligand on the z axis. That means there is no interactions with the ligand electrons and metal electrons. So due to this, ligand mostly occupied on x axis and on y axis. So only the orbital which containing x and y proportion has maximum repulsion, with the ligands, and there rises their energy, as compared to others where there is no x and y, or there is a half proportion of x and y. You know, just think here which orbital is there? dx square y square. Okay, which orbital is there? It is a dxy. That means which orbitals are more likely close to the ligands? The orbital which dx square y square, because directly ligands are here. So dx square y square is directly interact. Where is the dxy? Dxy is here. Between these two, there is a dxy. So they again close to this. So as compared to z, x square y square is directly interact. Secondly, xy also interact because it is very near to the ligand. But z orbital is, there is no ligand, there is zero interaction, zero repulsion. That means z axis remove their degeneracy is differently. Means when we go to the further splitting, this orbital rises their energy, x square y square again rise energy. Why? Because directly electrons are occupied on x and y axis. What about the z? So in a square planar, this xy also interact with ligands because it is the close. Here is the x axis, so xy is here. Okay, between the axis. So again there is some interactions. So that's why xy has larger energy than dz square, because dz square is here and there is no ligand. So zero interaction. So as compared to xy is oriented between the axis, but there is a close to the ligand. but on the Z there is absence of ligand, means as compared to XY, Z decreases their energy because there is no interactions on the axis. So when we draw this, it goes at the below, it goes at the below, and this XY at the above. So change is here. आता तुमच्या मनात प्रश्न काय असेल, मग डी झेडची एनर्जी का कमी झाली? आणि डी झेड वरती लिगँडच नाहीये, इंटरॅक्शन्सच होत नाहीये. आता एक्स वायची एनर्जी त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त का? कारण की जरी लिगँड एक्स वाय ॲक्सिस वरती असतील स्क्वेअर प्लेनरमध्ये, पण एक्स वाय ऑर्बिटल ही बिटवीन द ॲक्सिस असते, म्हणजे बिटवीन त्या एक्स आणि वायच्या मध्ये, म्हणून त्यांचं थोडंफार इंटरॅक्शन्स लिगँड बरोबर होणारच आहे, जरी त्या क्लोज असतील. डायरेक्ट नाही पण इनडायरेक्ट. म्हणून एक्स स्क्वेअर वाय स्क्वेअर मध्ये डायरेक्टली इंटरॅक्शन ती डायरेक्ट एनर्जी हाय झाली, पण एक्स वायची सुद्धा वाढणार, कारण की लिगँड हे एक्स वाय वरती येत आहे. म्हणून इथं कोण असेल? एक्स वाय. इथं असेल डी झेड स्क्वेअर. इथं काय असेल? डी झेड स्क्वेअर. आणि जे एक्स झेड आहे वाय झेड आहे, एक्स झेड वाय झेडची एनर्जी कमी होणार का? कारण की झेड वरती इलेक्ट्रॉन्स नाहीच आहेत. So here just slightly decreases energy here, dxz dyz. So this is the order which is found in a square planar complexes. In a square planar complexes, these are same, these are degenerate, not a different. You can write this way, dxz dxz dyz. Okay, दिसतंय तुम्हाला dxz and dyz. Okay. So this is the order in a square planar complexes. Square planar complexes means how we write the, so in a octahedral, then T2G, then EG. Okay, in a tetragonal, which is the lowest, dxz dyz, then dxy, then dz square, then dx square y square. But in square planar, dxz dyz, then dz square, then dxy, and then dx square y square. This is the, sorry, this is a decreasing order. You can write increasing order. Sorry, आपण increasing order काढायची आपल्याला. Okay, EG is greater than T2G. EG is greater than T2G. Okay, then in that dx square y square is greater than dz square is greater than dxy is greater than dxz dyz. Here again same, dx square y square is greater than dxy, then dz square, then dxy dxz. So this is the order of energies. So here is a further splitting, different splitting. So when you draw the splitting, you directly draw from it. Don't mention this, it is just for your understanding what is, how this splitting is changed. So here is the normal octahedral, here is a tetragonal, means in a distortion, here is a square planar geometry, here is the square planar complexes. Again there is a one more geometry, trigonal bipyramidal. Again different kind of splitting is observed. Tetrahedral we will discuss in later part. So tetrahedral also shows different splitting. So here the energies are given, how to calculate energy. So basically simply you draw the diagram as AG, T2G, then you do the further splitting here. So d x square y square, here is the dxy, then dz square, and then dxy dy, sorry, dxz dyz. So don't draw this like, you can draw this. Okay, so here there is a energies, crystal field stabilization, CFAC. So we can calculate CFAC here also. So CFAC here, the given for the different orbital is different. So for that, here for dxy, it is 0.23 delta, it is 0.23 delta, and for dx square y square it is 1.22, dx square y square it is a 1.22. Then for dz square, dxz, dyz, so dz having 0.43, 0.43, here 0.51 for each. So for each orbital there is the energies which are given, and using this energy you can calculate the CFSC for any system in a strong field or in a weak field. Okay, so we can calculate the energies here. So this is the order: first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth. Okay, so these are the degenerate, they are singly degenerate, there is a doubly degenerate. So term symbols are not used for this one, only the orbitals are given here. But when you going to the next in PG level, so that time the term symbols also used here. So orgel, which is expand the theory as a ligand field theory, in that time there is a terms are used for every type of orbital, and the terms used when we draw the energy splitting diagram or orgel diagrams to know, to understand the covalent bonding in the coordination complexes, because CFT mostly familiar or mostly regarding the ionic complexes, ionic bonding, but the ligand field theory which expanded from it is used for the covalent bonding we use, and it is included in your PG syllabus. So just think about the CFT here now, because in next or in a later last chapter we some topic discuss about the ligand field theory. What is a ligand field theory and how ligand field theory is useful, but there is a molecular orbital approach we use in the last chapter. So molecular orbital theory of coordination complexes, because in MOT we just discussed the diatomic molecule, hetero or poly, or we discussed the polyatomic molecule, basically triatomic molecules. But in last chapter we are going to discuss the how MOT is useful in a coordination complexes. Okay, so this is our last chapter. So this is the energy which is given, and we can calculate the energy according these values. So suppose how to calculate here. So here we can draw here, suppose D1 system, D2, D3, D4, D5, okay, then D6, D7, D8, D9, D10. Okay, so D6, D7, D8, D9, D10, or you can simply just this way: D5, D6, D7, D8, D9 and D10. So how to calculate CFSE of given complexes? So CFSE given in table, which is given in book, so you refer it. So if there is a one electron in a D, okay, so first electron is enter here, so don't think about here is or where is the electron. So simple, first electron is here, first electron is here. So what is the energy for the dxz? So there is a 0.51, so d1 0.51 delta is the energy. Okay, next second electron is here, second electron is here, then it is the 1.02 delta, 0.51, 1.02 delta. Then the third electron is enter here, third electron is enter here, so 0.51, 0.51, and here it is the 0.43, 0.43. So total sum is, it is a 1.45 delta, 1.45 delta. For D4, the next electron is not comes here, next electron is enter if it is a weak field condition. If here we consider weak field condition, here is the electron. So these are the above, these are the below. So what is the energy of XY? The energy of XY is 0.23. So what is the energy up to this? It is a 1.45. So this energy is above and this energy is the below. Okay, these two and these two. So that's why the energy which is subtracted from the total energy of it, because it is the 0.23. So 1.43 minus 0.23 is, it is a 1.22. 1.22. The fifth electron is enter here. And what is the energy of this? It is a 1.22. Up to this, we calculate how much energy? 1.22. So 1.22 minus 1.22. So for D5 system, there is a 0. For D5 system, there is a 0. Then, the next one is D6. So electron again enter here. So again it is a 0.51. For D7, the next is here. So 2 electrons again enter more here. So it is 1.02. Third electron is enter. So again it is a 1.45. Fourth electron is enter. Next, ninth electron is enter there. Then it is the 1.22. And last electron is enter. So 1.22 minus 1.22, it is a 0. It is the 0. So that means D10 and D5. D10 and D5 has 0 CFAC. You refer the book. Okay, so it is calculated in a which field? It is calculated in a weak field. Weak field. So when we calculated in a strong field, then first is electron is here, second is here, third is here. So up to 3 there is a same. But after that, where is the fourth electron? So I just represent here, and you try at home to draw to calculate the energy. So for strong field, I just write strong field here. Okay, so this is the weak field. Here strong field. Okay, so in a strong field, first electron, no doubt here the energy is same, 0.51. Second is here 0.51, sorry, 1.02. Third is here 1.45. Then when we going to the fourth one, their time in a strong field condition, the fourth one electron goes in pairing rather than on excited. These two are higher state, these two are lower state. Don't think about की याची एनर्जी हा याचा पार्ट आहे असं काही कन्सिडर करायचं नाही. हे तुमच्या रिप्रेझेंटेशन साठी आहे. ओके, पण एनर्जी लेवल काय आहे? 1, 2, 3. हे तिघं लोअर आहेत, हे दोघं हायर आहेत. हे लक्षात ठेवायचं. ओके, फोर्थ इलेक्ट्रॉन इथे एंटर करेल. फोर्थ इलेक्ट्रॉन इथे एंटर करेल म्हणजे 1.45 मध्ये अजून किती ऍड करावं लागेल? 0.51 म्हणजेच किती झालं? 1.96. अजून फिफ्थ इलेक्ट्रॉन इथं जाईल, अजून किती ऍड करणार? अजून 51 ऍड करा. सो एनर्जी इज 2.47. 2.47. Then for the sixth is here, again we add 43, so it is 2.90. Then seventh electron is here, 7 electron is here. So that time it is the energy, it is 0.23. So you can subtract the 0.23 2.90. So it is 2.67. 2.67. Okay. Then where is the 8 electron? 8 electron enter into, it is a strong field. Okay. So rather than goes to the excited state, it comes here in a pairing. इथं काय होणार त्याची? Pairing होणार. So pairing is here. So when there is a pairing, again you can minus 0.23. So after minus 0.23, it remains 2.44. Then ninth electron is here. Ninth electron is there. So 9 electron means there, what is the energy of x square y square? 1.22. So minus 1.22, just remaining 1.22 there. And last electron here, again 1.22 is minus from last one. So again here is a 0. So this is the CFSE of square planar complexes. CFSE of square planar complexes. So for that you know the value. So here 0.51 for each. Here is a 0.43, 0.23, here 1.22. These are the energies. Or you can calculate energies using this. So this is all about the applications of the CFT in a square planar complexes.